Niet ja zeggen. Ah! Jezus. Even serieus. Ah! Dat is een worm. Hier. Dat is een worm. Oh. Laat me zien dan, papa. What's up? It's Lisa. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Sunday here in my hometown Amsterdam. I'm heading towards an organic food market to get my ass inspired for some new recipes, so maybe you want to join me. I feel the autumn vibes coming up, so I suspect there's going to be a lot of pumpkins, but we'll see, who knows. So, I'm back in the kitchen and the market was a lot of fun, and I did see a lot of pumpkins in there as I expected, but I didn't get any because I'm not quite ready to face the fact that the summer is over. So instead I got some mangoes and some Indian spices. I'm very much into Indian spices these days, and this is what I'm going to make. Flat naan breads with some delicious chutney using this mango and maybe some sweet potato and regular potatoes, and serve it as a brunch kind of thing with drinks or something like that. For the naan bread you need 250 grams of whole wheat flour, 2 teaspoons of coconut sugar and half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 130 ml of milk. I happen to have buckwheat milk, you can use any milk you like. 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, a teaspoon of turmeric, a tablespoon of nigella seeds or sesame seeds, and 1 garlic clove. For the chutney you need 1 sweet potato and 3 regular waxy potatoes, 1 onion, 1 mango, 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of chili flakes, half a teaspoon of ground coriander, half a teaspoon of ground cumin, a few curry leaves, 3 cardamom pods, and 2 cloves of garlic, a piece of ginger, a teaspoon of turmeric, and some fresh coriander. So I start with the dough for my naan breads, and the oven is already preheating at 220 Celsius, so quite hot. This is my whole wheat flour, it's going in here. And now I'm adding the coconut sugar, the salt, and my baking powder. And I'm throwing in my turmeric as well. Stir it in. Most of the time I'm using plant-based milk. It does taste different than regular milk, so feel free to use whatever you please. This is buckwheat milk, you can use rice milk, oat milk, almond, coconut. It will taste differently, or just cow or goat milk. Anyhow, my milk is going in. And 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And now I'm going to combine everything with my hands. And if you feel that the dough is getting a bit dry, you can add a splash of milk or a little bit of water. Now I'm transferring the dough onto my counter. And I'll just knead it a little bit more. So what I have here is a quite firm but still elastic dough, and I'm going to leave it for 10 to 15 minutes to rest. I'm peeling 1 clove of garlic, and I will mix it with a little bit of olive oil, and this is what I'm going to be using to coat the naan breads with. And while my dough is resting and relaxing, I'll start with the chutney. So I need to peel some potatoes. I'm so loving the color of sweet potatoes. And now I'm just going to cut all of them in small cubes. I'm slicing the onion. I like to have large pieces of onion in the chutneys. And now I'm going to heat up my Dutch oven. Some oil in the pan. And I'm throwing in all of my spices because I want to cook them and flavor the oil with them. I'm adding the onions and let them caramelize for a little bit. And I crush 2 cloves of garlic. Next I'm adding the tomato paste and stir it in quickly. And now I'm ready to throw in the potatoes. Potatoes. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say potatoes. Potatoes. And I cover it with 250 ml of water. Lid on, and now it can simmer for 10 minutes. So I can go ahead with my mango. I'm going to try to cut them in similar size pieces as the potatoes. Here I have a small bunch of coriander or cilantro, and I'm going to cut the stalks in really small pieces, which I'm going to add right now to the pan, and then I'll chop up the leaves and save them for later. Give it a quick stir and let it simmer for a little bit. And you could add some salt now. I always add my salt at the end when I'm cooking, because then the salt doesn't lose its saltiness when it's cooked, because that's what happens. I think that the dough is well rested. Here I have a piece of parchment paper, and I'm going to divide the dough in 4 pieces, 4 bowls like this. And now I'm going to roll them out quite thinly, maybe half a centimeter. And now I can coat them or cover them with a little bit of this beautiful garlic oil. These are nigella seeds, which are often used in Indian cooking. I spread them on top. And what I also love to do is sprinkle a little bits of coarse sea salt. I'm going to transfer my naans on here. Here we go. And now they're going under the grill quite high. And I think they will be in there for 5 minutes. So back to my chutney. I'm going to add the last ingredients. The coriander is going in. And my mango. And I forgot my ginger, so I'm going to grate in an inch or so of ginger. And finally my salt is going in. let's have a look at the naan breads. These are looking nice and golden brown. And now my chutney is ready. There's something about Indian spices that's just so comforting to me. This smells delicious. And while we have still a little bit of summer left, we're going to enjoy this outside. It will be delicious with a couple of beers, but I don't drink beer, so for me it's going to be my homemade kombucha. And I wanted to let you know that my website is in the air, so check it out, eatforhappiness.com. And I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.